Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's room of choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
It's time for the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of a Utah sports tradition at utahsummergames.org. Participate in over 50 sports around the state. Then plan to join the opening ceremonies Friday, June 5th, presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games.
Question of the morning. Chet Holmgren was the number 2 pick. Western Conference Finals, Chet Holmgren, not good. Stunk it up. Just saying. Any concern the number 2 pick in this month's draft might not be good?
I think you have to be.
Yes. Before Game 7, I think you had to be. That just reinforced that number 2 picks in NBA history are all over the place.
Holmgren sucked. Was timid, weak, took a huge hit to his rep.
Averaged 8 points and 8 boards, and there are 4 losses in that series. And the worst game was Game 7.
He didn't even want to shoot.
Nope.
Yeah, actually, number 2 picks.
Not as an illustrious a list as you'd like to think, huh?
Dylan Harper's okay. Looks like he's going to be a player.
Mm-hmm.
Sarr, we're going from most recent to...
Going back in time.
Yeah, Sarr's is still debatable. I think he was like 16-5, didn't play a whole lot of games, under 50. Brandon Miller, again, kid. Chet Holmgren. Jalen Green's already been traded. James Wiseman has been out of the league. Ja Morant is a knucklehead. I don't know how else to say it. The Jazz had to take it on the chin with his father, and that story never got its true origins. And painted us as a bunch of racists. Marvin Bagley, no. Lonzo Ball, no. Brandon Ingram, already been traded. D'Angelo Russell, traded many times. Jabari Parker, no. Out of the league. Oladipo, okay, injured. Michael Kidd Gilchrist, no. Derek Williams, no. Evan Turner, okay.
We're back to 2010 now and still looking for the dominant player.
I'll give you one here. Hasheem Thabeet, not it. He does not have the Thabeet. Michael Beasley, no. Kevin Durant, yes. LaMarcus Aldridge, yeah, I'd say okay. Marvin Williams, no. Emeka Okafor, no. Darko Milicic, no. Jay Williams, no. Now we're back to
the 2001 Tyson Chandler.
A good defensive player, but one-dimensional.
So the last 25 years, if you're looking for the guy to hang your hat on, to lead the team to a championship, well, the guy with the rings is Durant, and he won them with Steph Curry, who won before and after him.
Yeah, Durant got the MVPs, though.
He did. And LaMarcus Aldridge.
I would take a Kevin Durant caliber player.
And LaMarcus Aldridge was a really good pro.
Player. But other than that, not a whole lot.
No, and there's there's multiple injured guys in there and multiple outright busts.
Well, what's the difference? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter why. Yeah. It's not, for one reason or another, he's not leading you to the title.
Right.
And maybe injury, so maybe that's a little more understandable on why you missed. But the fact is you missed if you missed, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't think that Portland is getting any slack because they took Greg Oden, right?
No.
I mean, and he was injured.
Oden went number 1, yeah.
Right, but I'm saying it was
and they took
injury-related.
Sam Bowie, too, and yeah, right.
And both those guys, you can argue, we'll never know, but they were injured. And at this level, either produce or you don't. There's really no gray area.
Right. And Holmgren produced for 2 rounds, but when they ran into the Spurs, the production plummeted.
He wilted. He looked scared.
Intimidated. Go attack the hoop. If he blocks it, he blocks it. You might get the foul call. You might beat him to the hoop and dunk it.
You simply never know.
You gotta go for it. And the 4 boards, I mean, there are like 10 guys in the game who had more rebounds than you. If you can't score on him, you can't score on him. But you got
4
to
boards in 7 years ago.
get some rebounds.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
No. It's a shame.
But just because somebody missed on the number 2 pick 10 years ago and a really good player went 3 or 5 or 7 or wherever, if you got the number 2 pick, if you can identify that person correctly, you could get a win, even if a bunch of people have missed in the past.
There could be 1,000, and you could have the 1,000 in first and do it. But the point is, very few draft picks are assured.
And that is the truth.
Yeah. Now, my latest in conversations and texting and so forth is thinking that they, they're in on Peterson. He's a smooth player.
So if he falls to 2, they take him.
Yeah, I would say if he's available at 2, yes. And then I want to say that if he stays healthy, he's going to be a player. But he probably said this about a lot of these guys. And then it turns out they're not. I think immediately, he may not have the immediate impact because he'll still be a youngster. But immediately, he'll be the best shooter. That's not to say he's going to have that impact the first or second year because you have to allow him to grow a little bit.
The best shooter on the team?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not in the world.
Well, I thought best shooter.
Not with Caitlin Clark over there, no matter how much her coach wants to bench her.
Best shooter in the draft. Best shooter in the team.
I got some women's sports too, you know.
Best shooter in the league.
I'm progressive.
Cool. Good for you.
I'm a girl dad. Look at me.
Sweet. Put a little name tag on it.
I think DB's a great analyst.
All right.
Yeah, I think you had to give him some time. And I don't care who it is, with rare exceptions. They have to.
Well, hence the first 3 on the list we were just talking about, Dylan Harper, Alex Sarr, Brandon Miller. Give them time and let them get to 25 years old and see who they are in the NBA.
As I'm watching this series that just concluded in the Western Conference, my analysis, for whatever it's worth, and if you want it to be worth nothing, that's fine. I still get the same amount of money. I think he's better than Dylan Harper. And I watched Dylan Harper play 20 times his freshman year because I knew the Jazz were going to be potentially in the mix. We talked about that, how I watched more Rutgers basketball in one season than I'll ever watch again in the rest of my life and had to at that point.
Yes.
My father was a Seton Hall guy because they're from South Orange. They're in the Oranges, and so he always gravitated towards Seton Hall. So I watched a fair amount of Seton Hall and watched a whole lot of Rutgers. Rutgers football maybe, but not basketball. And I think that Peterson, once he gets established in the league, probably not next year, Harper will probably be better. But I think once he gets established, I think Peterson can be better, which I think in my mind, is a good compliment because I'm not downgrading Dylan Harper whatsoever.
For a young guy, he just had he's having a good playoff run here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, when he is like at best, third option.
Okay, well, he's 20 years old, so I don't expect him to carry it.
Neither do I, but I'm saying, but talk to me when he's 23, 24, 25, 26. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be third option. That's a compliment at best third option, is that he's having an impact and he's down the totem pole a little bit as a rook. So I'm high on Peterson. It would not be shocking whatsoever if Washington takes Peterson. I would not be shocked at all.
No, that would not be shocking. At most, mildly surprising, and maybe not even that. I mean, there was a time he was projected as the 1 pick. He just didn't play enough at Kansas, and so there's question marks, so maybe he's 2.
Yeah, get past that.
But if they get past that and answer the questions, then you're just back to what people were saying about him a year ago.
I have Kevin Young's voice ringing in my ear in the hallway of the Moda Center in Portland in March. where he's 2 or 3 of us media guys, I'm one of them, and he says, shot making is the holy grail to me. Darren Peterson makes shots. And I know Locke over there is scared or nervous about DeBonce's shot-making ability. And that's fine. It's realistic. I don't think anybody is scared or nervous about Darren Peterson's shot-making ability.
No.
It's the other stuff.
It's the availability with him.
Yeah.
It's the shot-making. It's the three-point shooting with DeBonce. It's the availability with Peterson. And with Boozer, it's the lack of elite NBA athleticism.
I think that DeBonce, it's beyond shot make or a three-pointer too.
Really?
Yeah. Because if he's not a threat at the line, then it's easier to pack it in.
Yes.
And if he gets the shots in that what they call the mid-range, I don't have lack of faith. It's the ability to get to that spot, how easily he got to it in college. You've never done it against a pro-level competition for 82. So that is a little bit of a doubt. That doesn't mean he can't do it by any stretch. I'm just saying that there is a little bit of a doubt until you actually do it. And I believe he can do it, but I think that because if he's a zero or a non-threat, or as you like to say, dare him to take it, then that makes the other stuff harder because the maneuverability and the real estate availability becomes much tighter. Whereas Peterson can make shots all over the floor. And he's a player, man. There's just no doubt about it. So I don't think that the Jazz are going to have a bust at 2. But, man, when you go back all the way into this century,
you'd like to think the number 2 picks had produced more.
They don't.
I know. It's like, give me more all-star games, give me more 20-point seasons, give me more 50-win seasons.
Right.
Tell me you're one of the top 2 or 3 guys on a really good team. And they're just clearly a bunch of misses.
There's more misses. It's like the Elite 11 quarterbacks.
Okay. Yeah. I see where you're going.
Way more misses than actual hits on those lists.
We're doing this because Jazz fans obviously want the number 2 pick to be a guy you can say, that guy, saddle him up and ride him. And Holmgren, they couldn't saddle up and ride in the conference finals. He came and went. The games he was good. Game 5 was his best game. Okay, and they won. But he couldn't replicate it 4 times. His numbers were very different in the wins and losses. And they weren't that awesome in the wins, with the exception of Game 5. That was pretty good.
Yeah, and yet I'm sure all these other guys have had games here and there, too.
I know, right. And yet, if you look at what he did in the 2 previous playoff rounds, like for the flaws we just saw, and they were just front and center, you would take Holmgren over a bunch of these guys. That's the real red flag.
Well, yeah, but see, I don't know about that.
Really?
Because you're big on the money. Now, he's due for massive money. So would I rather take a James Wiseman and have him bust and I don't owe him anything, or take Holmgren and I got to pay him $50 million?
I would rather take Holmgren because I think the problem with someone who's a $30 million player, just to pick a number, and you pay him $50 is he'll get you a certain amount of the way, but then you're going to hit the wall. You're not going to have enough team in the second round of the playoffs, the conference final, whatever. And whereas a guy who washes out of the league or you can't even ride him to the playoffs. Ride him back to the lottery and the 10th pick. And
great. I'd rather give that another shot.
Oh, okay. Well, then you turn out to be Sacramento.
If you draft poorly, if you draft Luka Doncic, then you're not Sacramento, even though you're in Sacramento. It's the teams who draft poorly, shockingly, they suck.
Yep.
Well, duh. Yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason why the Warriors are running in place and waiting for the Chinese sneaker guy to retire.
Yep.
They can spin it any way they want. They're not going anywhere.
But if they'd had a hit in the 2020 draft.
They had Wiseman and what's-his-face, the guy, Kuminga.
Yep.
And Kerr couldn't tap into Kuminga.
Didn't work.
And then they had Moses Moody. They had 3 higher picks, and they didn't score on any of them. Or the transition wouldn't have been as bad. They can argue they would still be a contender, and Klay Thompson would still be on the Warriors. But it didn't work. Even the best sometimes suck.
So the Warriors took James Wiseman. So if you put the Jazz in a similar situation. There were good players on the board, but do you have the? Are you able to identify them? Do you have the conviction to just say, "Hey, this is going to shock everyone," but I am taking Tyrese Halliburton, who went 12th in that draft, or Avdija, the kid who was breaking out in Portland. He's
a nice player.
Yeah, he was 9th in that draft.
He's a nice player.
Tyrese Maxey was 21st in that draft.
Well, another Kentucky guy. Always go Kentucky guys if you're in doubt. I think at the second pick,
it would have been a reach to take Tyrese Maxey.
If there's one player behind you who's good, that's on you that you didn't get him.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for bungling the second pick. It's just not. That's too high.
And yet it was bungled. And
you go to the 10th pick.
Has been bungled.
You got me.
Yeah.
The Jazz took Alec Burks and Kawhi Leonard was available. That was like 12 to 15, I think, somewhere in there. But my point is, once you get, the lower you get,
the less you hold people accountable.
It becomes more understandable. But the number 2 pick, no.
Come on.
No, no, you can't do that. Especially when you've waited 4 years for this golden ticket that was given to you.
Charlie and the Chocolate.
Or you
Willy
earned.
Wonka.
You earned through losing the right to be there. And now they're going to change the whole friggin' rules.
Yeah.
Which is an absolute joke. How do you tell Memphis you make a trade in February under one set of rules and then you change the rules in May? What the heck is that?
And they apply to you because of...
Yeah, and it's the Jazz who... I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal because the Jazz probably aren't going to be in that spot. We'll see what Cleveland and Minnesota do.
There's a chance that Memphis could feel very cheated.
Well,
but
they can't get a top 5 pick.
Right, but based on how these teams perform, we're not expecting them to get that pick and get cheated.
That's sort of beside the point.
I get
what
it.
An awful decision they made.
I know.
To change the rules after we just gifted 3 top picks to San Antonio. Now we're going to change the rules?
Well, don't forget about Oklahoma City.
I would sue.
Wasn't that the lesson of these conference finals? 2 teams that were built by tanking. Look how good they are. There's certain.
Yeah, I don't think Oklahoma City was built by tanking as much as San Antonio. I don't even think it's close.
I agree with that.
Because they got a trade with SGA.
They did.
Their best player far and away was a trade.
But nonetheless, they were tanking. And they still got players.
I don't know that they were necessarily tanking versus they weren't good enough.
Oh, they were tanking.
But I don't think they got rewarded.
They weren't good enough. They didn't. Well, like the Warriors, I mean, we may look back and say they didn't cash in enough for their tanking.
Right. Well, they won a title.
What they won with, right, but most of what they won with, they either traded or they drafted way late, not part of the tanking.
Right.
A.J. Mitchell wasn't the number 2 pick in the draft.
Nor was Jalen Williams.
Praises. Right. Holmgren was.
Right. So they got Holmgren, and now everybody's dumping on him. I don't put Oklahoma City in the same category as San Antonio at all.
But Holmgren performed really well to get them to the conference final. Now, he came up short when he sees one by Yama.
But I got 3 guys over here versus 1 guy over here.
I know.
And I've got they've had 2 star centers, if you want to go Duncan to power forward, whatever. 2 star big men, and Wembanyama has a chance to be better than both of them.
Yes.
So it's not even close.
But the lesson still is, you want to get there, keep tanking.
Well, not anymore.
We'll see. We'll see if moving the bag back didn't work last time. Now they move the bag back again. Granted, while Memphis was halfway up the baseline.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they moved it back again.
That's ridiculous.
So they moved the bag back to short right field. But we've been watching the NBA our whole life, and have always been teams tanking. Multiple teams. I think there's going to be... Now they've set it up so a team that's 6th or 7th might tank to get to 8th. We might have a playoff team tank.
Well, they're always going to be tanking, and it's the nature of the sport. I accept that. But I would have bitten the bullet and do it 3 to 5 years down the road.
Yacht suggested his grandfathering Memphis in. Like, do it right now, but that pick gets grandfathered in.
Well, there should have been multiple of those circumstances.
Right, so you can't, I'm going to make the rule for Mike Leach, but I'm not going to make it for everybody else.
Yep.
I'm going to make the rule, you gotta be a 4-year guy, and you got to be first-team All-American, unless you're Andrew Bogut.
Swing your sword, leave the pirate alone.
It has nothing to do with him. It's the future guys. I'm fine with it. Do it.
Well, they did lower the overall threshold for
Good,
career
do
win
it.
percentage.
But it's better be done across the board. And you can't retire Doliak's jersey, but you can retire Andrew Bogut's? Who did more for the program? Doesn't make any sense.
Seems obvious.
Yeah. If you're going to change a rule, you don't just change it for one. You got to change it for everybody. And that's just, what a dumb thing. If I were Memphis, I would just be furious.
I think they are.
They should be. So the Jazz, I think the bottom line here is that they will get a player. And if they get Darren Peterson, they very well could get the best player when we look back 2035. Well, you guys, I'll be dead. But in 2035, when you two look back and you two, well, Yak will probably replace me here very soon. So you two will be doing the show.
Are you breaking news here?
No, I think the company is, not me. No, I want to be here, but they won't let me. I mean, come on.
It's just radio shtick.
We understand.
Just ignore this. Is wasted. It's wasted 30 seconds
wasted.
of our lives.
Saturday night at the wedding, that was another story, but I think Peterson, there's a decent chance in 2035 when we look back and those guys got 10 years in the league that Peterson could very well be the best of this draft and be a really good player.
So is the biggest problem then that teams drafting number 2 have been too wedded to all of the conversation, like conventional
I see where you're going.
thought?
Yeah, it's safe.
And they do the safe, logical thing. But the fact is the people with all this, doing all the talking and helping create this conventional thought don't have enough info and routinely do not pick the best player available.
I don't think you can have enough info because none of these kids have ever been in that situation.
So really, it's an impossible task. It sounds good picking second.
No, it's not impossible because DA knew Jason Tatum was going to be a player. And he got it right.
So the 2 is too arbitrary because in that case he traded down from 1 to 3.
It could be.
But that was just, in that particular year, it was just
circumstantial,
circumstantial, who he could trade with, who was willing to make a move, and where he knew his guy was going to fall. It could have easily been he traded from 1 to 2, and then we're talking about, well, that guy's top shelf number 2 pick over the last 25 years.
And I've never heard him talk about this because I don't think he's going to badmouth a player publicly, but he may have looked at Fultz and thought, you got to be kidding me.
I wouldn't be surprised if he thought it, and I would be very surprised if he said it.
Right.
Right. But yeah, it makes sense. He's just looking at him clearly like, I would clearly prefer player A over player B.
Right.
And I don't know why anyone else can't see that, but I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
All right?
Right.
I'll get some bonus assets, the guy I want, and I'll just keep going.
Mm-hmm. Right. Maybe he did. He clearly obviously liked Tatum, and he was right.
Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Summer is all about freedom, fun, and growing up. And between the ages of 9 and 13, kids are starting to form their views about alcohol. With more independence, their still developing brains need more guidance and support than ever. That's why summer is the perfect time to stay connected and plan fun, safe family activities together. Research shows kids who spend quality time with their parents doing what they enjoy are less likely to drink underage. And when kids feel close to you, they're more likely to listen, especially when you set clear expectations. In fact, kids who drink before 15 are far more likely to struggle with alcohol later. This summer, create a no-bummer summer with fun, alcohol-free activities for your kids. Go to summer.parentsempowered.org to take a quick quiz and discover ideas tailored to your family. A little time together can make a big difference. For more information and to learn more about how to prevent underage drinking, visit parentsempowered.org.